Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike. I am back, guys. Y'all know what time it is already. Must be midnight on the East Coast because it smells like March Madness, man. We are here, guys. Load up those questions out there, right? Shout out to my East Coast viewers. Shout out to the West Coast viewers as well. You guys really hold us down during this segment. A lot of the East Coast guys are asleep. If you're on the East Coast, man, make some noise in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know that you guys are really locked in out there, okay? I'm your guy, Mike Andrews, 83. That's my Twitter handle for the first time people here, all right? But in the meantime, we're going to get to these questions, man. I'm excited about this one. My man, DJ Malone, is back on top, man. He says, how's it going, y'all? So far, so good. Thank you for asking. How about yourself, man? I hope you're doing well. He says, how was your day? Man, my day was a different day. It was a different day. Started with a weather delay for work, a 2-hour delay there. Well, it was for the missus, but I worked from home for those 2 hours and then took her to work and then got my butt on the road and went to work. And then it threw my whole schedule off. I'm thinking I got hours and hours to finish up what I was working on. Then I look up and I should have left 30 minutes before then. So it was just a wild, wild day. Just my biological clock was all off, man. And he says, how funny would it be to play Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl? All right, so that's assuming he goes to the Jets. And I mean, I would like it, right? I mean, it would create some really, really good storylines, right? You would have Aaron Rodgers against the team that he said he was going to make him pay. He's never beat the Niners in the postseason, so that would be a storyline there. Does he finally get his revenge for making them pass on him in the first round, right? You got Robert Saleh against Kyle Shanahan. I mean, it would be a lot, you know. And then you have Saleh, the proven defensive coordinator, versus the first-time defensive coordinator in Wilkes. I mean, it would be a very, very interesting Super Bowl. And then he finishes the question off with, would we break the record for most points scored in a Super Bowl? And I'm going to say no. I mean, 55 points in the Super Bowl is just, wow, right? And I'm so happy that the Niners were able to do that, man. Danny Albright says here, what position does Eric Armstead play? Does he go outside? So he's a defensive tackle by name. We do see him go outside every once in a while. But I think if the Niners end up getting another edge guy, whether it be through free agency or the draft, with the maturation and the growth of year 2 Drake Jackson, I don't know that we see Armstead outside a lot this year. And by the way, it's Eric. It's Arik. All right. So he's a really good player, man. I like Eric Armstead. But I don't know that he plays a lot outside, man. We got Hargraves. I think Armstead next to Hargraves would be probably the best defensive tackle combination in the entire NFL. So if you can keep them there next to each other, man, good luck running on that team. Really, really good luck running on that team. Christy says, can we see the puppy? Bear. Come here, Bear. Come here, man. They want to see you. Come here, big guy. He was asleep. Come here, baby. Come here. Come to daddy. Let me see. Come here, Bear. All right. I don't think he's gonna get up. So if he's not gonna get up, I will take the camera off and turn him towards you. Oh, he's crawling towards me. Come on, baby. Come here, baby. That's my guy. Good boy. Yeah. So last time you guys saw Bear, he was about this big in total, right? Come here, baby. That's my man. Come here. Let me see. Oh my God. He is getting a lot bigger. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me try to zoom out some, give you a better shot of just how big Bear is getting. Good boy. That's my man. Let's see. Can they see you? Huh? I can't lift him up all the way because he is getting huge. All right. My man is 4 months old. He's about 50 pounds now. He's doing great. Good boy. Okay. You got to get down because you're not supposed to be on the couch. Don't tell mom. Okay. But yeah, so there's our guy Bear. Thanks for asking. And I like the consistency, man. I really do like that. Thank you very much. All right. So that was Bear. All right. We're going to keep this thing moving here. Vernon. Thanks, man. He says, which player that we lost in free agency will you miss the most? I mean, my answer is Mike McGlinchey. Now, miss as far as productivity, that I don't know. That remains to be seen. But as far as like players that I was just cheering for and going hard for, Mike McGlinchey for sure is going to be my guy. He's going to be my guy. I don't know if there's anybody else I'm going to really, really miss as much as Mike McGlinchey. Jimmy Garoppolo probably comes in second, but it is what it is. I see my people out here watching from Cali. I see you, man. Uh, E Nice, what's going on, man? Hey, man, look, E Nice says, the hell you doing up, Mike Jersey? It's a midnight. Listen, bro, every midnight during the month of March, this is what I do. And if I don't do one at midnight, it's the following day at noon. So 12 o'clock, whether it be midnight or noon, all right? You're going to get one of these every single day. It's a 15-minute question and answer segment. So make sure you got those notifications on, man. I want to see more from you in here. Shoot those questions off, all right? Danny says, do you get a lot of snow where you live? Danny, we used to get a decent amount of snow. I'm over here in Jersey, Pennsylvania area, and we used to get a decent amount of snow every year. But, man, the last couple of years, it's been next to nothing, man. It snowed all day here, and we didn't get a single inch, not even a half an inch worth of accumulation. So it's something going on in the world, and we're not getting it the way that we used to. So, I mean, it is what it is. There's not much I can do about that. All right, there we go. That was a little too high for my liking. All right, there we go. What position do you think will be our next big pickup in free agency if we make another one? So we did hear that the 49ers just restructured Fred Warner and created almost $10 million in cap space. Now, keep in mind that when we signed Hargraves, his cap hit this year was less than $7 million. All right. The Niners do have enough space to make another big splash, guys. They do have enough space. I am hoping, my fingers crossed, if I had one more person to pick, it would be Yannick Ngakoue. All right. 27-year-old guy, pass rusher, 8+ sacks every single year. That would be probably the best defensive line in the NFL. You got Bosa, Hargraves, Armstead, and Ngakoue. Whew! I wouldn't even want to line up against those guys. SD, what's going on? He says, Mike, besides Yannick, which other splash free agent signing would you like the Niners to make if they don't get Yannick? Imagine how miffed Eagles fans would be if we got Gardner Johnson, right? Yeah, I mean, Eagles fans would be, oh, you couldn't beat us, so you took it, so can't beat them. No, listen, Eagles fans will be talking a lot of smack, but I don't know, man. I would probably go with a kicker. I can't think of many other splash, and I know that's not exciting. I know that's not like what people want to hear when you talk about free agency and kickers and all that, right? But the reason is the kickers are super duper important. If you guys turn on NFL Network right now, well, I'm assuming this is the East Coast feed. They got the Niners and Saints game on from 2019. It's a 2-point game in the fourth quarter, right? Kicking was very, very important in this game. Kickers are important, man. And so if we're going to make a big splash, we're going to take up a lot of cap space on somebody, $4+ million. I'm going to go with a kicker, whether it be Robbie Gould or someone else. I'll trust the team to pick who they get, but that's it. Christy says here, are you upset with any of the changes so far? I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not. I don't necessarily, this is going to sound bad, right? Maybe losing Jimmy Ward. He was probably my favorite player left on the team. Just that nostalgic, I like seeing guys drafted here get multiple contracts and finish out their careers here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that with Jimmy Ward. That leaves Eric Armstead with the longest tenured 49er now. But that's probably the one that I'm most upset about, but I'm not upset about any of them, honestly. I think the team is moving on and trending in the right direction so far, Let's see here. All right. Brandon Trejo says, what grade would you give us in free agency right now when evaluating what we lost first, what we've added? For me, it's a B. My grade, man. So I asked this to Tony and Wayne on the show a couple hours ago, and I never really gave an answer. Right now, I have the Niners at a solid A. I know that sounds like some homerism and all that, but let me explain why it's not. A lot of the losses that we had here, Emmanuel Mosley, Mike McGlinchey, Jimmy Garoppolo, Azeez Al-Shaair, a lot of these guys, we were playing, 8-9 games a year we were getting out of those guys, right? Jimmy probably has more than that under his belt on average, but Jimmy missed almost an entire season as well, I think that you move on and you get more dependable players in their stead. Not saying that you're going to ever avoid injuries. That's not the case. We know that here as Niner fans. I think we know it more than anybody. But you look at also the biggest weaknesses, right? That defensive line. You see Ridgeway getting signed places. Kerry Hyder is going to end up going somewhere. Arden Key went somewhere else, right? You got to shore up that defensive line. And so you go out and make sure that your starters are good. And you go out and get Hargraves. I really like that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I like the addition of Sam Darnold probably more than most. I think he's going to be a good veteran presence in that locker room. Someone with some ability, arm talent. Not quite the athletic guy that you want him to be, but more athletic than Brock Purdy, right? So you're going to get a good mix in that quarterback's room. And then I like some of the guys that we brought back. You know, I like that we tendered Jawan Jennings. You know what I'm saying? I like that we brought back Kevin Givens and things like that. So I think the team is doing a really, really good job this free agency period. They're restructuring guys and making sure they have the money to play and do whatever it is that they want to do. So that's just the way I feel. NorCal Bill says, Mike, do you have a draft crush? At this very, very moment, no, I do not. That doesn't mean that I won't have one later. There's some tight ends that I really like. There's a couple of corners. There's even some edge guys that I really like, but not enough research has been done on my part yet to have an actual crush. We ramp up the draft coverage starting next week, and then I'll probably be able to give you a better answer then. Humble thyself. Do you own any firearms? Yes, I do. I actually own a lot. My wife hates that about me, but I have a pretty nice collection. All right. Let's see here. Did we also restructure Mooney Ward? I believe so. I believe Mooney Ward and Fred Warner were restructured. Yes. So, you know, I mean, the Niners are doing what they need to do to create some space, man. I really like that. All right, here we go. 49ers throwback with the next question. He says, do you see the 49ers trading down in the draft? We have 11 picks. So John Lynch kind of threw a little monkey wrench in the plans last year. Up until last year, John Lynch had traded up and down in every single draft. And then last year was the first time he stood pat. Now, 11 picks is already a lot. That doesn't mean that we won't trade back. I think the Niners move up and down in this draft, specifically between rounds 5 and 6. I think that's when we really start to move around a lot. They're gonna be facing some guys where they've got 4 options on their board and they feel like they can't go wrong with any of them. And we're picking the next 3 or 4 picks. They'll trade back some. And they'll trade up. Also, there's going to be some guys where there's only 1 or 2 left that they have on their board, and they're about 10 picks away, so they'll trade up to go get them. You know, so I do think that we'll be moving around. I do up and down. All right. Let me see here. We got time for another one here. All right. What is your dream car if you could have any car? All right. So I like SUVs and trucks. Right now, I sit around and I wish constantly that Cadillac would bring back the pickup version of the Escalade. I think they stopped production on those in like 2014 or something like that. I went out and got the Chevy Avalanche. I had a 2012 Chevy Avalanche, and that was probably one of my favorite vehicles I've ever owned. That bad boy was fully loaded. You know, but the Escalade version of it just costs so much more. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't even put that into my calculations. I wasn't even going to consider that. But if Cadillac brought that bad boy back, that might be my dream SUV anyway. You know what I'm saying? Ali, my pick to win March Madness. Man, I honestly, man, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Fuck it. North Carolina. Why not? I'll say North Carolina. Go Tar Heels, right? That's it, man. Last chance to get a question in, guys. Hit send. Otherwise, Ali finishes it up here. I actually have to do I told somebody I was going to do some picks for him. I got to send it to him via email. All right. Oh shit. Carolina's not in the tournament. All right. What about Kansas? Kansas in there? Let's go with Kansas. J Dog said I skipped his. Where was it? Where was it, J Dog? This is the only comment here, but it's not a question. So this show is about questions, big dog. No offense. Don't take it personal. Yeah, I was looking for questions, man. This wasn't a question, but thanks for the comment, man. I do appreciate it. And yeah, we're gonna get some speed out there, man. All right, so Ali, I'm gonna go with Kansas, and yeah, we're gonna get some speed on that offense, man. That's why we got to get the right quarterback that can take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see guys be able to rip it down the field and know that they have targets out there. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. So. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to thank you guys for checking us out. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. And I will see you guys same time, same place, but tomorrow. Y'all be good. I'll see y'all soon. One.